SoundHound is an incredible investment right now. In fact, in my opinion, it very well could be the biggest AI play of 2024. It's pretty much a toss-up between Palantir and SoundHound. Some might agree, some might disagree, but others might actually agree with what I'm saying. Although Palantir is a slightly better investment at this point in certain aspects, SoundHound is actually a better investment in other aspects. The fact that it's cheaper at only $5 and change versus $30 now, if SoundHound can achieve the goals that they have set out for the company over the next year or two, SoundHound is going to pay off pretty big to investors. In fact, I expect SoundHound to approach a target of around $10 to $15 by the end of the year. And by this time next year, I expect between 10 and 20. And as we go further out in time, SoundHound ultimately, at least in my opinion, has a price target in the next 3 to 4 years of about $40 to $50. This is an 8 to 10x return in the next 3 years. Not to mention, they're sitting on $200 million in cash. They acquired Allset and they acquired Amelia, which is going to add a lot of revenue in the year 2025. So their guidance has been raised significantly, and that is a great thing. But not only that, they have had partnerships and worked in the restaurant industry for quite some time. So inevitably, other contracts are going to come in the restaurant business. In fact, right now they're currently working with Wendy's, but not only that, they also are working in the automotive with Stellantis. This is another very big partnership, at least for the time being. The mere fact that they're debt-free and have year-over-year and quarter-over-quarter growth, and they're sitting on $190 million in cash, plus these partnerships have proven to be very big for SoundHound. But not only that, Nvidia has like over 8 million shares investment into SoundHound. So there's some topics I want to talk about in SoundHound, but first, if you guys are having trouble picking out good stocks like I do, for example, SoundHound, Palantir, SoFi, and other stocks like it, and the trades that I put out, if you guys are having difficulty understanding that, maybe you're a beginner, maybe you're intermediate and just don't understand the stock market, but you're looking to grow your knowledge and your wealth and grow your financial freedom that you ultimately deserve, I offer full training course, Discord, and one-on-one coaching so that I can help you achieve your financial goals and freedoms. You see, I didn't have financial freedom. I was flat broke only 5 years ago, and now I have financial freedom. I can buy new cars, new Tesla, Land Rover, buy my kids dirt bikes, do the things I want to do, buy a new house, buy my mom a car, my dad a car, pretty much live the life I've always wanted to live and provide a great life for my family and my kids, most importantly. My students in the Discord are making significant progress. I have students that are up 10%, 15%, 27%. I have students that have turned 10,000 into 20,000 in as little as 2 months. And I have other students that have $30,000 accounts and they've made over $9,000 in the last 6 weeks. You guys can see the profits on the screen. But more importantly, the reason why I do this and why I'm sure you're doing it is you either have kids or you plan on having kids real soon. I had a talk with my son this morning when I took him to summer camp, and this is the reason why financial freedom is so important to me and why I ultimately want to help you be able to achieve the same thing. I talked with my son. Let's listen what he had to say about his life with me. All right, son, you ready to go? Let's go. You got your iPad and everything you need? You know, financial freedom wasn't easy, that's for sure. So let me ask you a question, buddy.
Yeah.
How do you like riding in a brand new car like this, going to school and summer camp?
Good.
You like it?
I like it.
How comfortable is it? How do you like riding your dirt bikes and having go-karts and swimming pools and video games and your own video gaming setup? How do you like all that stuff?
A lot, because I get to play video games, dirt bikes, a pool.
And having a really big house in the country with lots of room. Yeah?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
And most importantly, how much do you like the fact that daddy doesn't have to go to work? I get to be with you every day.
We used to have to go to work.
I know. I used to have to go to work all the time. Now I don't.
That's the good thing.
Yeah. Before the pandemic, daddy used to have to go to work all the time. And now we're just together having fun every day with no stress, right?
Yep.
I get to take my kids where they want to go. We get to have comfortable cars, dirt bikes, nice house, good food. I get to be here every single day with my kids, which is most important. I get to spend time with them and be here every day. This is the difference between time freedom and financial freedom. You can have financial freedom, but if you don't have time and financial freedom, then you wouldn't be home. You'd be at work making lots of money, but never be home, like an on-call doctor or something like that, or a traveling business. I have time freedom and financial freedom and pretty much location freedom because I can do what I'm doing right now anywhere in the world. Right, buddy?
Yeah.
I get to be with you every day. We get to go do fun stuff all day, every day. As soon as you get out of school, we do things together. This is very important, especially as a parent. We want these things for our kids, and I'm able to give my kids the best life possible because of investing in trading, which is exactly why I want to help you guys achieve the same thing. So let's talk about SoundHound. Because Nvidia has earnings next week, it's highly likely that SoundHound is going to sympathize with that and run. It's a sympathy play. That's why it's already starting to run right now. We could see SoundHound in the upper $6.50 to $7 range. If Nvidia's earnings goes well and it's a banger and they crush and smash everything, SoundHound might just stay at $6 or $5.50, much above where it was earlier this week and today at $5. SoundHound has been pretty much consolidating at the $5 range for the past couple of weeks. If Nvidia crushes earnings, AMD and SoundHound are likely to go up, but I do believe we're going to peak somewhere around $6 or even $6.50. Then it'll pull back to $5.50 and consolidate again, possibly. It very well could just run to $6 or $6.50 and stay there, but it is going to run most likely, especially if Nvidia does well. Even if they don't do well, it's going to run up to earnings. Then on earnings, if it's bad, it'll plummet. So be careful about that. However, Nvidia is poised to do really good on this earnings from multiple analysts and websites, including myself. I've looked at all the data, and there is a lot of block and sweep orders going in for calls and puts that look very bullish to me. So I believe SoundHound is going to do very well, but do your own due diligence and make sure that you only take risks that you can handle and afford. So I want to read some stuff for you verbatim on this recent report on SoundHound. Then I'm going to show you some puts that I would sell to get in, because SoundHound, in my opinion, if you're just going to buy it, set it, forget it, and you're not going to trade it or try to get in and out or run the wheel strategy, it's a very solid investment. You could put $10,000 into SoundHound right now, and there's a very good possibility that is going to be double or triple in the next couple of years. It is a growth stock, and there's a lot of growth potential with SoundHound, but let me read this for you. SoundHound is up 4.1% over the last couple of weeks, but there could be plenty of upside left in the stock in the short term if the analysts are correct. The mean price target is $7.58, indicating a 47.5% upside. The mean estimate comprises 6 short-term price targets with a standard deviation of $1.36, while the lowest estimate of $6 indicates a 16.7% increase from the current price. The most optimistic analysts expect the stock to surge 84% to reach $9.50. Not far off from where I am. It's very important to note the standard deviation here, as it helps understand the variability of the estimates. The smaller the standard deviation, the greater the agreement among analysts. While the consensus price target is highly sought after by investors, the ability and unbiasedness of analysts in setting price targets have long been questionable, and investors making investment decisions solely based on this tool would arguably do themselves a disservice. But for Sound, an impressive average price target is not the only indicator of a potential upside. Strong agreement among analysts about the company's ability to report better earnings than they predicted earlier strengthens this view. SoundHound is growing rapidly, and this is why. While a positive trend in earnings estimates revisions don't gauge how much a stock could gain, it has proven to be powerful in predicting an upside. There has been an increasing amount of optimism among analysts about the company's earnings prospects, as indicated by strong agreement among them in revising EP estimates higher. The EPS estimates have gone up, and for 2025 they're up even more, and that's guidance set by CEO of SoundHound. After all, empirical research shows a strong correlation between the trends in earnings, estimate revisions, and near-term stock price movements. Over the last 30 days, the consensus for SoundHound is increased between 4 and 6%, and 2025 is even higher. So SoundHound is a very good buy. In fact, amongst all analysts combined, it has a buy to strong buy rating with a price target of $9.50 by the end of the year, which is right what I said, between $7 to $10, maybe even as high as $15, depending on if we get interest rate cuts in September, which are highly likely. And once that happens, if the PMI data on the 1st and the 3rd of September are good, that means only one thing: SoundHound is going to go up even more. And once there's a little bit of a squeeze, if that even happens, any and all of the short sellers sellers are going to get busted up. So if that happens, then we are looking at an even higher price target. So if PMI data does well in September, interest rates are cut, Nvidia does well on their earnings, and SoundHound does well on their next earnings, it's likely that a big chunk of short sellers, maybe even most, if not all of them, mostly squeezed out. This could happen. There could be somewhat of a squeeze here. I don't know how big of a short squeeze would actually take place. I'm not 100% sure if this would happen, and if it did, how much of a short squeeze would take place, but it's likely that could happen with a bunch of good data, interest rates getting cut, the stock having good EPS earnings. So with interest rates being cut, like I said, earnings being good, a lot of factors considered, it is possible. SoundHound very well could run in the upwards of $15 or even $20 by next summer, which signifies a 4x return in the next 12, 18 months. It's very possible. Let me show you what I would do to get into SoundHound, because I've been selling puts consistently in my big account. I have 10,000 shares. I also have 1,400 shares in my challenge account. I'm consistently adding to this position selling puts. This is my favorite play in AI right now besides Palantir. I like them equally 50-50, and I have a good position in both. So let me show you exactly how you can sell some puts, get into SoundHound, and if you don't get assigned, just start collecting more and more juicy premium. But let me show you how you could guarantee yourself a spot in SoundHound while collecting premium along the way. You can see SoundHound has consolidated quite a bit. We have really big support now at the $5 range. We tested $3.70, $3.80, and $4 down here, and now we're really testing $5 and moving up yet again. So SoundHound has spent a lot of its time between $4.75 and $5.50. This is the range of movement right now. So I would just sell $5.50 puts, collect a lot of juicy premium, and if it falls below $5.50, you get the shares, and if it doesn't, you get a lot of premium. Very good position to be in. Like I said earlier, if you guys are having trouble understanding technical analysis like I'm showing you here, or fundamental analysis, or options in general, and you're just looking to achieve financial freedom, but you can't do it because you're losing money in the market, you're letting your losers run too long, losing too much money, and then when you're winning in a position, you're cutting your winners, and you just can't figure it out. You buy something, it goes down. You sell something, then it goes back up. If you guys are looking to overcome these challenges, I offer full Discord, training course, and one-on-one coaching to help you achieve your financial goals and freedom that you ultimately deserve. It's a serious mentorship, so if you guys are serious about your financial wealth, health, and freedom, I would love to help you. You guys can sign up at investorcorey.com right there on the screen or in the information box below. However, limited spots are available, so if you guys are interested, it's a serious mentorship. I would love to help you achieve your goals. So head over to SoundHound. Here you can click on SoundHound options, click on sell, click on put, go out to next week, which is when Nvidia has earnings. We can sell a $5.50 put. This is going to allow us to possibly collect $40 if the price goes down just a little bit on the opening tomorrow morning, maybe even a little bit more than 40. If the price drops 10 cents, might get 45, but 40 is a pretty good spot. I would sell personally on my challenge account 6 contracts. I'll put up $3,000 to make 240, which is really good. If SoundHound closes above $5.50 next week, I keep the 240. If SoundHound drops, it's okay if I get assigned at $5.50 because I'm collecting $40 per 100 shares, giving me an average price of $5.10. So which means if SoundHound stays above $5.10, it's a no losing situation. If it does fall to $5 or to $4.90, we're only losing 20 cents per share, which is $20 per 100 shares. So even if it was to fall to $4.80, $4.90, where it's spent most of its time, I would only lose maybe $120. You see, this is a $5.50 put, right? So I'll show you $5.50 minus the 40 cents we're collecting, which leaves us a break-even price of $5.10, take away $4.90. So what we're going to do is we're going to times this by the 600 shares because the 6 contracts that I'm selling, and I'd only lose $120. Even with that big of a movement, it drops over 70 cents on 600 shares. I still only lose $120 because of all the premium I collected. But then when the stock price goes back up, I have more shares to make more profits. Now, if you're worried about dollar cost averaging and you don't really want to enter the stock at $5.50, you could go out a week and a half and sell $5 puts, which in my opinion is also good. You can wait for the price to drop in the morning, collect 15. I could sell 6 contracts of this, put up $2,900 to make almost $100. If the stock price drops below $5, it's okay because our break-even price is $4.85. But you can see that the break-even price on this put is $4.85. On the other put, it's $5.10. There's 25 cents difference, and that's because the difference in price between the $5 put and the $5.50 put. So ultimately, if you just want to enter and collect lots of premium, well, then really the $5.50 is for you. If you want to potentially lower your average cost and collect premium, and if the price doesn't drop, you're just getting free premium, sell a $5 put. If you really want even more premium and you're more bullish on the stock and think it's going to end up at $6 next week like I do, you could sell a $6 put and you could collect about 75, maybe 80 in the morning when it opens up. I could sell 6 of these contracts, put up 3,000 to make $450. So essentially, I am buying the shares at $6 minus 75, so my break even is $5.25. If the stock price stays above $5.25, that is awesome. In fact, that's what I'd want. I want the shares. That's why I'm selling a $6 put. However, the best thing that can happen is the stock price to stay above $5.50, because then we're in the green. We get assigned at 6, we collected 75, giving us a break even of $5.25, but the stock price is $5.50 or $5.75. We're already $25 or $50 on every 100 shares in the positive. And I'm bullish on SoundHound, so I will actually sell a couple of $6 puts, a couple of $5.50, and a couple of $5 puts. This way I can diversify my position in SoundHound. Well, guys, this video is over, but guess what? I picked another video just for you, and you're gonna love it. And that video is right here. Click that video. I'll see you over there, guys. I'm in 2 places at once, so click it right there. And remember, till the next video, let's grow our wealth together. Take care, fam.